Let's look at the sign up code of this example. Okay, so I have put it in htdocs folder in XAMPP. We've got our various PHP files here. So we've got signup1, signup2. Once we've signed up, then we're able to log in. And if we're able to log in, we also are going to need to be able to log out. Okay, so we've got the home page, and when we log in, depending on the status of the user, if they're Mary, they're the administrator, we'll go to that page. If they're Francis, he's an ordinary user, or she's an ordinary user, sorry, and then Paul, status unknown. So depending on the user status, a different page opens when the person logs in. Okay, so the first page, login 1 and sign up 1, they're basically just forms. You click on the submit button, you're going to go to the next page. So sign up 2 does the actual insert. It also does a select because we want to check in sign up that the user or the person who wants to sign up is not already in there. If they're not already in there, then we can insert. With login 2, the person has to be in there already. Okay, so the number of records returned should be 1 when we do a select on the login details, the username and password. Okay, so let's explore sign up, and we'll also look at index as well. Okay, actually before we do that, here is the SQL file, which is in the SQL subfolder. Okay, no, is that opening? Yeah, okay, so you've got that in there. We've got Mary, Francis, and Paul. So I've got an image for each of those. And here is, okay, I had a couple of other kind of silly records earlier, the dog and Sweet Afton, and here's Michael D. Higgins, the image we just uploaded a wee while back. Okay, so let's look at the SQL code first of all. Hopefully reasonably straightforward. We sort of had a quick glimpse of it in phpMyAdmin, our member table images. This field here is important because depending on the value of user status, when we sign in, we are going to be directed to a particular page, administration, administrator.php, or ordinaryuser.php, or statusunknown.php. Okay, so what I've done with those 3 pages, I've given them different sort of content and different background color, so you can clearly see which one is. You can see that they're all different when you try and sign in. Okay, connection code. Make sure that if you're using this in XAMPP, and if you're also using this example, if you're going to try and host it, make sure that your 3 PHP variables for the 4 connection code parameters are appropriately commented or uncommented. Okay, so in this case, you can see my XAMPP connection parameters are active, whereas the MySQL 0x whatever, I've got those commented out. Okay, index.php, there's nothing of any significance there, okay, except that I'm using PHP info. That's the only PHP code that's in there. Okay, so I'll just close up just to keep life simple, and let me go to just quick double check. Sign up, yes, okay. Sign up. Okay, so sign up 1. What is the story with sign up 1? Okay, got some code here. It might look a little bit strange, but let's just talk through it. Okay, we know that we've got a form in here. Okay, we know that we've got a submit button. Okay, normally we say we click the submit button or we submit the form, Another way, like PHP command we could use to describe that is we set the submit button. Okay, so we have this Boolean PHP function called isSet. Okay, not isIt. Okay, isSet. So what does this mean here? IsSet $_post submit. Okay, in other words, has the submit button been clicked? Okay, that's essentially what I'm asking there with that code. Has it been set? Has it been clicked? If the answer is null, I am going to set these two PHP variables. And these are important because you'll see why in a second. Okay, in fact, let me just sign up. Let me, if I come back, actually, I'll explain about that in sign up. It's probably a bit easier to explain. Okay, but essentially, important thing to notice here is that there's no error message. An error message is left blank here. Okay, and this PHP variable called bad data is set to 2. Okay, so straight away, hopefully you can see that I'm not going to go in here. Okay, if I'm setting bad data to be 2 here, it's not equal to 1. Okay, so what's going on with this code? Let's take this first. If the submit button wasn't pressed, and if you think about it, our first time to visit SignUp 1, we can't press the submit button before we see the web page. Okay, so that's going to be true the very first time we access this page. Okay, so we have a blank error and we set bad data to 2. If bad data is 2, it's not going to be 1, so we don't go in here. Okay, so if there's a problem, we'll be setting bad data to be 1, and then we get an error message here. So let's double click on the error and let's see what that's all about. Okay, so up here I've got a div and I am echoing the error to screen. Okay, so when this page loads up for the first time, the error is set to basically empty, to null. Okay, so we don't see an error when the page loads. Okay, so that's what that PHP is all about. We've got a form here, and just one thing to notice, what have we got here? We've got an email address, the user sign up. These are all the something, okay? The password sign up, the address sign up, the phone sign up, and then here we've got input type equals file. Okay, so this is to upload a file. We can click on the button for that, and we can find a file on our PC and upload it hopefully into the server, up into the server. Okay, and then we got the submit button. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 pieces of information, and we've got a file. Okay, ultimately the file has a name, and we can state our desired name as well if we wanted. So we're actually going to have to write 5 pieces of information when we do our SQL insert. Okay, the values from these 4 $_form associative array elements and the name of this file. Okay, so we can access that. So we can access the values from these using $_form, but because this is a file, not text, we need to access it using $_files. Okay, so all will be revealed on the next page. Okay, so we click on the submit button. Where are we going to go? SignUp2.insert, or sorry, _insert. So what's the story with this code here? Okay, so the first thing to notice here is it's all PHP. Okay, so normally everything going well, we don't see any code on this. Now you might remember when I ran this, I displayed something to screen just from that line there, echo. Okay, target files, various information comes up. So I suggest you have that open. Have this code open while you're testing out sign up, so you can just see the information that's coming from that. Okay, at the moment, if the record is not there, and the file is small enough, we can insert a record into our database and we can upload the file. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to show members, but just notice here refresh 10. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm delaying the next page for 10 seconds. And why am I doing that? I'm doing that so we can actually see this information appearing on screen. Okay, so normally you wouldn't have a line like that being displayed. Okay, so that's just there just to help you understand what's going on. Okay, so normally that line wouldn't be there and you wouldn't have a delay. So a way to get rid of the delay is just say refresh 0 or comment that out. Okay, and bring this one back to life. Okay, so this is just going to go to show members. So it's just using a bit of JavaScript to do it. It's essentially the same as having refresh 0 there. Okay, well, let me just put this back the way it was. Okay, so to the code itself, what's going on here? Okay, we need to connect to the database. What this is all about? Let me just show you something here. Let me go into let me go into sign up. Okay, just here. Let me just take this here. Okay, take this here. Open up a new browser. Okay, so I just open up on my other screen very slowly. Okay, so let's paste that link there into Firefox, and we know the second page is called sign up to insert. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to sneak my way into signing up without having gone through sign up 1, without having gone through the form. Okay, so we don't want to allow that. Okay, in other words, I'm trying to get here without having pressed the submit button on sign up 1. Okay, so if you just watch what happens, I'm going to hit enter on this. Okay, what it is going to do is it has brought me back to sign up 1 here. Okay, so it hasn't allowed me to go forward with that. Okay, so that's good. Okay, that is good. So how are we doing that? If the user sign up is empty, okay, if the user sign up name is empty, we are going to bounce back to sign up 1. Okay, and if that happens, bad data is going to apply, and we should get an error message as well. Okay, so what I'm doing here, here's our old friend bad data. Okay, I'm setting that to 0, and if I have a problem down here, I am going to be setting it to 1. Okay, and if it is, so for example, I'm trying to sign up. If the username already exists, if the number of records returned is not 0, that means the username already exists. Bad data is 1. Come back here. What happens when bad data is 1? Back to our first page, we get an error message being displayed here. Okay, so that's what that code is all about. Okay, somebody trying to sneak to the second page without having gone through the first page. Okay, so if we're in the else, that means grand. We've come here from the first page. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm saying where I want the images, the uploaded images to go. What I'm doing here is I'm getting the name from, you notice there, $_files, not $_posts. I'm getting the name from there. Okay, I'm setting upload OK to be 1. Okay, what's the image file type? I'm getting that from there. Okay, path info extension. Okay, so what's the file extension? I've got my usual information there. I'm getting the base name here. Okay, so I'm looking for the name of the file. So I get base name from $_files. Okay, the photo is the name of the photo, the name of the form element on the previous page. Okay, I'm hashing the password. That converts it into in 128 characters. Okay, video 3